Hey friends, good morning, rather good afternoon. कैसे हैं आप? I'm fine and I hope you also would be doing well. Well, today's review, we are not going anywhere. We are staying at home and we are reviewing one of the bikes that has gained a cult status in India, and this went from nowhere to everywhere. So without wasting any time, let me take you directly to showcase you my bike. Friends, presenting to you the Royal Enfield Thunderbird 350. Yes, you guessed it right. Here it is, my Royal Enfield Thunderbird 350. Well, you can classic, but a Thunderbird. Now let me tell you some of the reasons why I bought this Thunderbird, and after buying a Thunderbird, why did I get this modified a bit. Well, let me show you the list of modifications that I have done. Well, to begin with, I have got these alloys. The seat has been modified a lot to look like a seat of the car, and then I have this front visor, which is somehow has its resemblance to the one that is coming with the Bajaj Avenger. Then I have these fog lamps, these yellow colored fog lamps, right? And well, I have this vibration controller, which is just like that. It doesn't work too good. I have got all this. Let me switch it on for you. Well, now you can see that my bike has done 13,957 kilometers. And well, the first modification, let me show it to you. The electrical modification that I have done is that I have fixed a hazard parking switch, which has been removed from the BS4 model. So now you can see all the 4 blinkers are blinking at one go, right? Let me show it to you. Yeah, you can see all the 4 blinkers, the front 2 blinkers and then the rear 2 blinkers, all are blinking at one go. Then the other modification that I have done is that I have fixed up the fog light. Well, this is a switch for the fog light, and let me show the fog lights also to you, right? This is the one, and then this is the one. Well, one of the terminals, I think, in the one of the fog lights has somehow stopped working, but not to worry, this is not a major issue with my bike, right? So well, now let me take you through the walk around of the bike. Background into why I choose Royal Enfield was previously I was a hater of Royal Enfield. I never liked Royal Enfield bikes just because of the fact that there was lots and lots of vibration. Not that this bike does not have vibration, this also has its own fair share of vibrations. That is, let's say, a registered trademark that I'll say that a Bullet has earned, or a Royal Enfield has earned for itself over a period of years. One of my friends lent me his 500 classic 500 Desert Storm, and somehow I was not convinced with the type of sound that it was generating. It was something like a sound that gets generated from Vikram tempo, the dhak 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 wala sound, and somehow the engine noise was too much for me to tolerate it during the city runs. So I used it for 4 or 5 days. Then I simply parked it in. It was simply in my parking. Then some days later, it was a Saturday or a Sunday. I thought that okay, let me take it out for a long ride, which is a very natural thing with any of the Royal Enfields that you own, and it comes naturally to anyone who's getting a Royal Enfield. So I took it for a drive to Agra, but boy oh boy, that was the day that changed my perception about Royal Enfield, and from that day onwards I'm an ardent fan of Royal Enfield bikes, and somehow I have started disliking all other bikes, whether it is Suzuki, Honda or whatever it is, and the reason I bought this Thunderbird model was because Thunderbird is known for its cruising ability, the sitting posture. The engine is the same that is there in the Classic, but definitely the cruising ability and the seats are pretty comfortable for a person. I'm 5'6", not very tall, and the sitting posture of this bike is just correct for me to cruise over long distances. I don't feel any discomfort over this. Well, after I got this bike, I took it for a ride somewhere to Agra or Mathura or somewhere near. But again, the sitting comfort was much more better as compared to what I had experienced in that Classic 500 Desert Storm. But still, the seats were not very comfortable. So I had somehow figured it out that okay, I need to have a seat like something that we get in the car, wherein we have the sufficient back support, the support for my bumps, and definitely the support for my lower back. Well, the seats that you see here, this portion is very comfortable as it gives support to your lower back, and this supports your upper back. So all in all, you have a sitting posture that is very comparable to the car. The rear passenger or the co-traveler who's traveling with you, he also has this seat. But what happens is that this is pretty small. So this is about I'll not say this is comfortable, but this is just about sufficient, somehow manages to give you an okay type of feeling. This does not, this is literally, I'll say that it's just an okay type of stuff, not a very good stuff wherein you have such a back support which will give you a feeling of like you have a seat in the Honda Goldwing or something like that. It is nothing like that. Right, so this is the seats have been modified. Well, the engine remains the same, the 350cc 20 bhp engine with a 24 or 27 Newton meter of torque, which is pretty good for me. And the best thing is that all the torque comes lower down the rev range, so you don't have, so the engine does not needs to be revved up to 5,000 or 6,000 rpm to extract the maximum power out of the engine. So at pretty low rpm you have a pretty good cruising capability. Well, then I changed from spokes to the disc, and the discs were spokes to the alloys. Many people told me, why did you change? And then Royal Enfields look good with normal spoke wheels and all, but somehow it is a matter of choice, and I have converted them to tubeless, so I don't have to wonder, or I don't have to rather worry about the bike getting punctured while I'm on the long drive. Even if they get punctured, I'll still have the option of traveling or let's say taking my bike there, because the air will not leak in one single go, right? So this is something that I have experienced. Well, then I have also done Delhi Jaipur, Delhi Ajmer, Delhi Agra. I have done n number of times in my bike, and the bike has really performed well. There has been no issue as such with the bike any which way. The Delhi Jaipur has been covered within 8 hours. The Delhi Rishikesh, that was again covered within 9 hours, and Agra Mathura is around 2 hours and 3 hours for Agra. Right, so all these places I have covered, and all of them have been continuous drives, so I have not felt any itch in my back. Rather, while traveling by my car, I feel that somehow I am not comfortable, but while you're cruising by this bike, you feel that okay, that is something, you are the king of the road, and there is no one on the road who can defeat you. Now let me show you the visors. these visors, these are the one which come in Avenger, and they have somehow with been fitted by the jugaad that you say in the Indian terminology, and they are really very good in the sense that what happens is that you don't get air blast directly onto your face or directly onto your chest, which reduces the fatigue in the long run, because as you are aware that fatigue is that air blast is coming from the front is one of the major contributors which will tire you up in such a way that you will not feel driving for a longer period of time. So what this does is that this creates a aerodynamic shape wherein the air blast coming from the front that just hits the windscreen, then it hits the center of your helmet. Obviously the helmet glass has to be kept closed always. This hits your helmet glass and then it glides over your head to the back. So all in all, the air blast gets reduced sufficiently, and the fatigue reduces considerably over a period of long run. Well, then this vibration dampener, that I got fitted because these come in those Royal Enfield Interceptor and all. So I got it fitted. I got it pretty cheap for about 150 rupees from Karol Bagh, and but ultimately they don't serve any purpose. This is just for the purpose of showbazi. Nothing more than that. I started getting my bike serviced from the Royal Enfield, from NCR Motorcycles. Well, the bike has been running like a dream. I'll repeat that again. It has been running like a dream. Means there has been zero vibrations. There has been no errors. The engine noise has reduced. Everything is so silent, and the bike performs like a dream. Believe me, friends. So it is my serious recommendation to all those guys who are planning to get their bike service or are facing any such problem with their bikes. They may please visit NCR Motorcycles. They can search out for him over YouTube or over Google, and you will find all the details about him. Please do pay him a visit. And well, let me start the bike for you. Just see, it gets started so soon. So the engine is literally flawless. So the engine is literally quiet. No sound whatsoever from the tappet or whatsoever. The engine has become relatively vibration free. Well, if I talk about the long-term review, I have been driving this bike for past 1.5 years now. I bought it in July 2018, and that time the on-road price was somewhere around 1,75,000 odd rupees. And right now it would be somewhere around 175, 180. It would be almost in the same range. Now that the BS6 engines are coming, so definitely the BS6 engines would be a bit costlier as compared to the normal BS4 engines. So in my 1.5 years of ownership with this bike, I have had no issues. So in case you have any queries with regard to my bike, or you want to ask anything about the performance, or you want to ask about how does it perform over the long runs or on the highways, you can please write back to me. I'll definitely revert back to you. And do not forget to like and subscribe my videos. This will help me in posting better reviews. Please, I won't mind having bad feedbacks as well from you, because that is something that obviously helps you improve over a period of time. Definitely you have to have a very good friend. As they say, if you have a Royal Enfield, you have to have a mechanic friend. Right? Till the time, thanks, bye, see you.